demonstration of some of the new Internet of Things devices in the new Packet Tracer 7. Let's start by going to End Devices. I'll click on Home and I'll drag over and grab a motion detector, and then I'll also grab a webcam, and we'll set it up so that when the motion detector is tripped, it activates the webcam. Now we'll pretend that these two devices are Ethernet cabled. So what we'll do is we'll grab a switch. You can also do this same demonstration with wireless interfaces too, and I'll show you that in a little bit. And we're going to need a registration server, which will have a web server where we can use a web browser to manage our Internet of Things devices. Now for the registration server, we can use a regular server, or we could click on the wireless devices and use the home gateway router wireless router. For this demonstration, I'll just show you how to turn the regular server into a registration server. So we'll need to cable up these devices. I'll start by running an Ethernet cable to the server, and then another Ethernet cable to the motion detector, and then lastly an Ethernet cable to the webcam. Alright, all three devices are now hooked up. Now we'll need to give IP addresses to the devices. These will be IP-enabled Internet of Things devices. So we'll give the server 1.1.1.1, and the webcam will be 1.1.1.2, and the motion detector 1.1.1.3. So we'll start with that first. I'll go to the server, and I'll go to desktop and set the IP address. I'll go to the webcam and go to config fast Ethernet and set the IP address to 1.1.1.2. And then I'll go to the motion detector, click on fast Ethernet, and make it 1.1.1.3. Okay, all three devices are addressed. Now we need to turn the server into a registration server. To do that, we'll go to Services, and one of the new tools is the Internet of Things tab under Services, where we can say registration server and just turn it on. So now this device is a registration server. What we can now do is open the web browser, and we'll go to its registration server web page, and you can see it has a username and password. We don't have an account set up, so we'll set up our account. I'll say username admin, password Cisco, and I have an account. So now I have the web-based interface for connecting to my Internet of Things devices. Now what I'll do is I'll go to the webcam in the motion detector, and I'll set the webcam and the motion detector to talk to the registration server. So what you do is you click right in here in the config tab, and you'll see remote server. So put in the IP address and the username and the password of the registration server, and connect. And if you see it say refresh, that means it has connected. Then motion detector, also tell it where the registration server is, the remote server, username, password, and connect. And it worked. So now we've basically registered both devices with the registration server. If I go into the registration server and open that web browser again, and basically go to myself and put in the password, you can see that it sees both the webcam and the motion detector. and there it is. So what's interesting about this now is that we can turn on the motion detector by simply holding down the Alt key on the keyboard and passing the pointer, the mouse pointer, over it. You can see the red light turned on, and you can see the motion detector light here in the web browser went green. So we can actually, trip the motion detector in the webcam by Alt dragging the mouse over the device, and you can see it activates. But it doesn't turn on the webcam. Now, to put that piece in here, what we need to do is go into our conditions and write a little program that will connect the two devices together. So we'll click Add, and we'll give it a name, webcam on, and match all. We'll say, and it helps at this point to name your devices. So, for this device, I'll name it motion detector, and I'll name this device webcam, and you'll see that'll help. So now, all right, match all. Okay, motion detector, if it's on, is true. If motion detector on is true, then set webcam to on. To true, scroll down and click OK. Then we'll add another rule, and we'll call this one webcam off. If the motion detector on is set to false, right? If there's not a signal from the motion detector, then the webcam on is false. And then scroll down and click OK. And now we have our connected actions, webcam on and webcam off. Motion detector on is true, then the webcam goes on. If the motion detector on is false, then the webcam on is false. And let's see if this works. So what we'll do is go back to our home, and we'll open this up, and we'll see if it works. So I'll put this over here. Maybe I'll slide this over here a little bit, and we'll see if it works. So I'll hold down the Alt key and go over the motion detector, and there you go. There's the webcam. Notice the red light. Notice we can see what's happening, right? We can see the intruder trying to come in the glass door. Okay, so that's just a little sample of how you can get the Internet of Things devices working in Packet Tracer 7. You can do it without really needing any scripting or coding.